All right, welcome back, and today I've got the Soycho from Borderlands 3 to be specific. Now, why Borderlands 3? Because that was the only one I could get, at the time, because nobody else makes cheap, affordable, articulated Soycho figures. So yeah, I've already made my thoughts about Borderlands appearing on the channel. If you haven't seen it, I guess I might as well just elaborate here. I hate Borderlands 3. That game sucks ass. Absolute garbage. Look, the gunplay is fine, admittedly. If I'm being honest, it's the best in the series, but the story is so damn awful. Genuinely one of the worst video game narratives I have ever played. It is so intrusive and so obnoxious that it massively detracts. And that's shocking because I have never played a video game where even if the story is bad or obnoxious or just garbage, it is never detracted from the main experience in the way Borderlands 3 has. Borderlands 3 is just garbage. Garbage. But I don't give a fuck because, well, I do give a fuck. Because it makes the game horrible. Because you can't skip the fucking cutscenes. Heaven forbid you want to replay the fucking game. So, you can't skip the fucking cutscenes. You fucking can't. Should have made this a fucking Borderlands 3 review. Should have got some fucking footage. But no, because guess what? Now, when you go to sign in and shit, right? Because of the whole Gearbox Vault shit, their own personal service shit, right? Their TOS pretty much becomes fucking spyware. So I'm not gonna let Randy Pitchford, Randy nobody likes a bigot Pitchford, to fucking comb through my shit for his own fucking financial gain. I don't care if he's not actually the one who's doing it and it's the Gearbox legal heads and shit. I don't fucking care. I don't care. I don't like anybody there. I do not like Gearbox Studios. I don't. I think it is, I just don't fucking care. I hate them. Genuinely some of the most least talented developers ever. So, I don't care. I don't care if they're competently made games. I just don't give a shit because Borderlands 3's story is so fucking obnoxious it detracts from the gameplay. I don't care if you're gonna, if anybody's gonna go into the comments and go, I'd like to see you make a game. I don't fucking care. I'm a consumer. I can say what I like and what I don't like. And you know what? I will eventually. Just you wait and see, motherfucker. Just you wait and see. Because I fucking hate Borderlands 3. I fucking do. Who would... God, who just makes that shit? Who? I don't care if the gunplay feels good because guess what? All the guns, the soul is taken out. I'm talking Shang Tsung ripped the soul from the guns. At least you could, even though the gunplay was shit, at least the gun designs were cool, admittedly. Yeah, and in 3, just non-existent. Non-existent. So, and also the Vault Hunters, nowhere near as interesting as 2's. 2 had the best selection of Vault Hunters. You had Krieg, you had Soycho, you had a generic military dude, you had Maya, probably the hottest Borderlands character, if I'm gonna be fucking honest here. You had a midget, you had a hobbit, who dual-wielded guns and shit. Get that ass banned, Borderlands 3. Get that ass banned. But anyway, moving on, we're going to be looking at this Soycho figure, which comes from what I'd consider to be the dark ages of Mcfarlane, because this articulation system and sculpts only worked for statues. But again, this one's competent. It's decent here. So we'll look at the base here first. It's average BBB, big black base. Got the logo of whatever company you bought it, or whatever franchise or IP you bought. This knife, which I don't know why it's an accessory, because it can't come out of the sheath. Look, see, I'm ripping. Granted, I'm not very strong, but I'm trying to rip that shit out. You can't, because it's all one piece. One piece Israel. Israel? So, yeah, put that bitch back in there just for it to fall out later. Don't care. We've got... come on, don't... I haven't taken this piece off the figure since I've got it, and I've had this figure since, I'd say, 21 maybe. I've had this figure for a long ass time. So, okay, I can't take it out, and nor am I going to, but it's a cool handbrake pretty much in there. You know, you got this cool buzz axe. I like these, they're really cool. You could definitely tell they were made from scraps and shit, which I like, and you can even see a bunch of rust and blood there too, which is really cool. So, starting off with the Soycho itself, the head is incredibly dingy looking, my god. You know, but yeah, he's got the Vol. Again, I love the masks on these. They're really cool. The Bandits really well got really cool designs, I will say. This bald fuck here has the straps for his mask. You know, he's got some decent musculature, I will say. And I will say this, the cel-shaded art style is carried decently well here. So, you know, you got a bunch of random black marks, whatnot. You got random bruises on them, which I think are really cool. The way the articulation is kind of messes with the sculpt because it just looks like he's got man boobs, if I'm going to be honest. Like, I'm half expecting to see some titties and jiggling physics here, but still. You know, you got these tiny, tiny arms, wrap around, gauntlet armor, so to speak, or forearm armor, more wrapping, and then knuckle dusters that are bent and shit. Really cool. This one, it's more just a cleaner rag and more hand armor and shit. You know, chiseled, even though this guy's probably eaten nothing. Don't know how you could be chiseled in like an apocalyptic wasteland barren setting here. Like, look at those are cavalry abs right there. Henry Cavill abs if I've ever seen them. And this dude probably eats nothing but dust farts and sand and drinks piss. And yet this dude's maintaining the physique of a fucking bodybuilder here. Damn. So, with the exception of his arms, he's got them tiny, tiny arms. But then again, I can attest to that too. I've got really small, lanky arms. Well, not small, but skinny and lanky arms, I should say. Again, I'm like 6'5", so I'm huge. But yeah, we've got this cool belt and chains. We've got some nades here, pretty cool. What is that, a key? I don't know what the fuck they are. They didn't detail them very well. And he's wearing up 2 belts on top of each other. Then we've got the signature jumpers here, the prison outfit here, because most of these guys were prisoners and shit. Driven mad by experiments and science. The absolute science. Yeah, so we've got all, you know, the baggy jeans, really well done, really well textured, knees, joints, and whatnot. And then the shoes. So for articulation, he's got a pretty well ball-jointed head. I will say Mcfarlane's great with the ball joints and the heads. Really well done. You know, get a good range of motion there. Arms go out and in, but they feel very weird to manipulate and maneuver. Just very weird. Swivel at the biceps, I fuck with that low key. You know, we got a ratchet bend at the elbow, so you can get 90 degree, but it definitely would have benefited from double jointed elbows. But again, this was the dark ages of Mcfarlane, so it's those joints. And then we've got the hand here, you know, for rocks forward and back and swivels. You know, is what it is. Joint here, ball joint, so we can pretty much go all around, swivel, rock back and forth, up and down. At least it's good mobility, even though the sculpt does feel weird because of it. There is no swivel at the torso, which makes no goddamn sense of any goddamn fucking sense. You know, if you can't put another ball joint, at least put another fucking swivel at the waist there. But anyway, still, legs go pretty far out. You can make this motherfucker do the splits, because it's, I forget what it's called, but still, whatever. You know, forward and back, bend at the knee and swivel, and his feet, I believe, are on a ball joint, so they move a bit around. So, with that said, I don't know, this figure's decent. I bought it for cheap. Was it like $19? I don't remember how much I bought it for. I remember it was dirt cheap, like most Mcfarlane figures are. So, with that said, feel free to go scout it out if you want. I doubt it's that price anymore, but still. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. 7 out of 10 figure if I've ever seen one.